In this reflection, I've looked at the macro, meso, and micro levels through the same lens, asking what really determines success or failure. That question guided how I engaged with the global module and shaped what stood out for me the most. At a macro level, one theme stood out, which is what makes a country succeed or fail. We looked at Dubai and Singapore, who were both once emerging markets that became thriving economies, and their success rests on three things. The first thing is long term planning, which is setting national strategies that span decades, not just election cycles. Hein van Eyck said they plan really well and they execute relentlessly. The second is political stability, which is consistent leadership and effective succession to continue the execution of long term plans, which echoes Professor Stiglitz's point on policy consistency. And then the third was leadership, integrity, and accountability. And this has got everything to do with the systems that hold leaders to high standards and make delivery non negotiable. Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew's quote that true accountability means being willing to arrest your friends captured the unshakable integrity behind good governance. In South Africa, we've had stability and long term visions, but to reach our potential, we need execution discipline, delivery accountability, and leaders who act with integrity. At the meso level, the theme that stood out to me was embedding organizational purpose through culture. Both Sorbet and Wonderfruit showed that success comes from aligning purpose and culture. At Sorbet, its purpose, which is to make people feel good, was lived through a culture of care and service excellence. At Wonderfruit, its purpose, which is promoting sustainable living, was lived through a values driven culture where every decision from artists to sponsors to partners had to align with sustainability. For South African organizations, both cases prove that performance comes when purpose defines why they exist and culture defines how they deliver it. At the micro level, the theme that resonated most with me was mindset, specifically perseverance and grit. All the speakers showed that success isn't just about talent or opportunity, it's about keeping going even when it's hard. Brian Habana and Francois Lowe spoke about outlasting more talented peers through perseverance, while Peter Van Keats reminded us that sometimes success is just taking the next step, even when everything in you wants to stop. And if I think about South Africa, grit is one of our greatest strengths. Our challenge isn't to learn it, but to recognize and harness it so that we can keep moving forward as a country. And so, overall, across the macro, meso, and micro reflections, I've approached them all through the same lens, which is exploring the themes that truly determine success or failure at each level. At the macro level, it was what makes a country succeed or fail. At the meso level, it was embedding organizational purpose through culture. And at the micro level, it was mindset, particularly perseverance and grit.